The Optimum Idol has released recently, and it was another one on James' radar because we're in the middle of tournament season and have nationals coming up, so here's a high rev look at it. James is on the Kegel Chromium Challenge pattern at Royal Crest Lanes in Lawrence, Kansas, where they take great care of us. We always use this pattern for testing because it's a good benchmark pattern. It's not too easy, but it's not too tough, so it really helps us figure out where balls fit and how they relate and compare to each other. The graph is linked in the description if you want to take a look at the details, in addition to several other items of interest, plus some links and codes that will save you money on things like CoolWick jerseys and the new Nexus Bowling Backpack V2. His layout information is up on the screen for those that understand, and if you don't know what all these numbers mean or all the core numbers we're going to talk about next, I have a few instructional videos linked in the description that will teach you everything you need to know about cores, core dynamics, and layouts, but I still need to share the details for the more experienced viewers. The cover stock is the Microtrack Solid cover from the gym, but which has been seen on Roto's big balls in various iterations since the original Idol and Halo got Microtrack's S18, and it comes at 2000 grit just like the original, which I think perfectly fits the ball design, and he is throwing it out of the box. Definitely too much for League, but if you're buying this for League, you already know you've got to shine it up. The color is also very similar, as a little tweak making it a little more purple, and I do like the phasing. It gives it character and makes it pop while still making it look visually like the original. The icon core is also the same, and numbers I know by heart are a 249 RG and an 052 differential and 15 pounds. But wait, this one gets the AI outer core treatment, which drops the RG to 247 and raises the differential up to 056, making it stronger overall, but I think that you can see that the classic Idol ball reaction was retained. I'll give you a few minutes to see what you see, and I'll catch back up on the other side with my thoughts. Like I made mention of with Tobias, they definitely nailed the ball reaction. This ball is, for all intents and purposes, the original Idol buffed up slightly. Nothing will ever be exact. Even a straight-up re-release wouldn't have been the same. But if you were a big original Idol fan, this one feels right. However, it did take him a minute to figure it out. Now, to preface this, when James drills a ball, he tests it out fully. He doesn't just line up where he always stands and try to strike. He moves around, adjusts speeds, and this is what you should do when you buy a ball to figure out what it does and where it fits. Now, oddly enough, Storm used to be the flippy company, but now that I've started getting a feel for the B7 equipment, they're definitely more responsive across the board. Going back and forth constantly surprises me with how much slower the Storm stuff is, respectively between similar balls. So when you're used to being super firm with the B7 stuff, going to a Storm ball means you have to back off a little bit. You can be a little slower and softer. The Vibo, or the Virtual Energy Blackout, which we call the Vibo, and the Theorem are similar balls, but the Vibo is cleaner, weaker, and smoother. Optimum and the GB5 are similar balls, but the GB5 is firmer down lane. The Gem and Extreme Envy are similar balls, the Extreme is firmer down lane, so on and so forth. There's a time and a place for everything though. Sometimes it's great to have something that's not so strong and dynamic, and sometimes it's great to have strong and dynamic. James predominantly throws B7 stuff, so he's used to strong and early, but he's not used to this slow down lane, even though he throws the MV Tour the majority of the time. Plus, with his speed, even pretty responsive balls end up smoother for him than they do for the majority of other people. As soon as he got his tempo in the right zone, backed it down to about 75%, he was in business, and the ball did pretty well whatever he wanted it to as long as he didn't throw it out the window. This ball doesn't like being deeper, but it's better at moving in than the original was, and is every bit as good at playing straighter, so I would even consider this an improvement on the original. Marginal, but relevant. I really don't have a great comparison with James, so we're going to look at the Extreme Envy as a comparison, because the ball reactions are somewhat similar, but also complementary. Round shaping, continuous, and controllable. The Extreme has very similar numbers, in addition to being a strong asymmetric ball, and this is a great illustration of what asymmetry does too. It's that firmer kick down lane. It's what forces the ball to really pick up on the back end when it looks like it's going to blend it or kind of round off and ease in. The asymmetry gives the ball extra torque to make better use of less friction to get the ball moving. The Optimum doesn't have that torque, so it's rounder and slower down lane. The Extreme is also a pretty strong ball, so it doesn't prefer to cover boards either, but the extra torque makes it easier for James to get it up and through the pins the right way. It will also play further right, but that was easier for James to do with the Optimum, so if you're not really affiliated with a certain brand or don't have a preference and are open to whatever, these two do work well together. Both of these balls are, of course, available now. Down in the description is a link to Bowler's Mart that will get either of the balls featured in this video ordered for you. I do have to note that I do receive a whopping 5% commission on all sales through the link, just to keep YouTube happy. Also, don't forget my code ROSEDOLL10 to get 10% off your order at checkout at CoolWick, plus the Nexus Bowling Backpack V2 is available now. My in-depth review for it, plus the report card for the original, is also linked in the description, in addition to a link to the Nexus website that will save you 10% there as well. Thanks for watching, and may the strikes be with you.